What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a look at another exclusive card coming for the One Piece trading card game. It is the third PSA leader crossover, and let's not bury the lead, it's Shanks. You saw it on the thumbnail there, but here is the card in all of its glory. It is Shanks, it is a leader card, it is available through PSA, and every time I do these reveals, the third one I've done now, and with the last two, a lot of people cut the image of the card off the video and share it. And then a bunch of people start asking questions, which are answered in the video. So do me a favour, direct your friends back to the video and tell them, hey, all those questions you got, Wassie's answered them in the video. Go check them out. And let's start with a big question, because this is always the big question that we get. So let's just do it right at the beginning. How do you get this card? You need to subscribe to the Collectors Club. Now, this is what's very, very important. There are two important points about the PSA Collectors Club. Number one, there are two different collector clubs. One for sports, one for pop culture and TCG. Can you guess which one of those you need to join if you are getting the card? I know it seems really obvious, but I've seen way too many people get it wrong. Don't go for sports. And I'm going to by all means, go for sports. Sports are fun. I love me some sports. But it is obviously the pop culture and TCG that is bringing you the card. It is not sports. The other thing is there are two available. I mean, look, you can see it on the screen here. Both of them give you the PSA magazine subscription, standard and premium. There are other benefits available. I'm not here to try and sell you the subscription. That is not my goal. So the deal is very simple. Go on the website. I'll pop a link in the description. Go and check out the passages and pick the one which is most appropriate for you and your needs. I'm here talking about the card, and the card is available with either type of subscription. Just make sure you go for pop culture and TCG, not sports. The other one is the timing, because I know there are a bunch of you, and I pay attention, and I read all the comments you guys send me, so I know there are a bunch of you that went and got the PSA Luffy, and that PSA Luffy was pretty much exactly a year ago. And you subscribed to the magazine to get that PSA Luffy pretty much exactly a year ago. And the cool thing was that when you subscribed for the PSA Luffy and you subscribed for a year, that subscription actually followed on and got you the Boa Hancock as well. It will not get you the Shanks. If you subscribed a year ago and you subscribed just in time to get the Luffy, PSA have told me you will not be getting this one without renewing your subscription. Obviously, if you joined later than that, if you joined, say, just in time for the Boa Hancock, then you should be good. But this is very, very important. You've also got just over 2 weeks. May the 31st is when you need to sign up for the Collectors Club. So, any subscription, if it states it comes with a magazine. We are looking pop culture and TCG, not sports. If you subscribed for the Luffy promo exactly a year ago, your subscription is going to run out before you get the Shanks, and you need to renew or sign up by May the 31st to make sure that you are going to be getting this Shanks promo. We cool? Excellent, because I love this Shanks. And when PSA sent me this card, my reaction to them was, and this was a spur of the moment thing, I thought it was the best of the three so far. And I am aware that that is a very bold claim, given how awesome the other two were. But I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at it and I think it might be my favourite. Now, it's also new, and I saw this a day before I made this video. And the Luffy is particularly amazing. So, I mean, they're all stunning, obviously. But I think the Shanks might be my favourite. But here's another ridiculously cool thing to bear in mind about this Shanks. Oh my word, is this a playable card. The Boa Hancock has been a decent card, but I think it's fair to say that right now it's not the best deck around. It's playable, but it's not the best deck around, and I'm not pretending it is. Bearing in mind, it was only a couple of weeks ago I casted a One Piece regional and got a great... You get such a good look at the metagame when you cast a regional, and I'm telling you that it's not really there as a legit contender right now. Purple Luffy is. Purple Luffy, by some metrics, is basically the fourth best deck at the moment. Because let's go and look right now in this metagame, according to Limitless, which, as far as I'm concerned, is the best place to look. They do a phenomenal job collecting this information together. Purple Luffy is the number 4 deck in the meta. By the way, the 10.1 meta is OP10 with the ban list. Pre-ban list is OP10. Post-ban list is OP 10.1. That's what the .1 means. It is post-ban list. But you'll notice the number 1 deck there is Shanks. Shanks is, right now, the best One Piece TCG deck. Will it still be the best deck by the time these cards actually land in your post box with the magazine? I don't know. Things change. But right now, Red Shanks is the best deck around. For a little while, there was a real narrative going around that Shanks didn't win anything. And to be fair, there were like 3 regionals where it came second. In fairly quick succession, Shanks was one of those that kept coming second, kept doing really well, and didn't actually win anything. But it did then win the TAC Games Online Regional. Also worth noting, it was half of the top 8 in that particular regional. Now, it's also fair to say that with 377 players, that was a particularly small regional. It's not the biggest regional around by any stretch of the imagination. But it did go and win a regional. It's had a bunch of top 8 finishes. It's had a bunch of second place finishes. It's been a little bit small on the wins. But then again, it also won in Monterey. Now again, with 464 players, that was a little bit smaller. But it still did go and win that regional in Monterey. Although, it was the only one in top 8. And that is kind of weird, seeing only one Shanks in top 8 and that being the one that wins. That is not what we're used to. We're used to lots in top 8 and then it not actually winning. And to be fair, it also won. Now, this was a pretty small regional in Perth, 252 players, but it did win that one as well. The point I'm making here is that for the first few weeks of this meta, Shanks was the most played deck, the best deck by numbers, but it wasn't actually winning. But I've just showed you 3 regionals where it did win. And it is fair to say that they were smaller regionals, and that in the bigger regionals, it's not showing up. There are a few we could look at that have around 1,000 players, and it's not winning those. It's coming second. Take the Carta Magica Online Regional, 1,024 players, 2 of the top 4. But it didn't actually win the whole thing. Or the regional in Peoria, where it got second place, ironically to Purple Luffy. And no, it is not lost on me the fact that it's the new PSA leader promo and it got second place behind the first PSA leader promo. That I think is actually pretty cool. That makes me happy. Hancock, I'm afraid, still nowhere to be seen. But the point I'm making here is really rather simple. This is the best deck right now. This is absolutely the best deck in the game right now. And it's getting a ridiculous print. Because again, we have other versions of this Shanks, but obviously it's the OP09 Shanks, so we've got the regular version of OP09 Shanks, and then we've got the full art, the manga head of OP09 Shanks. And that was a proper manga head with Oda artwork. The way to tell very simply is to look to see if there's another artist credit. No artist credit, it's Oda artwork. Nice and simple. So now we got 3 versions of it. And I'm obviously biased because PSA let me do the reveal here. I think this new one is the best of them. I think it's a ridiculously good looking card. I absolutely love it. And it's the best deck in the format, and now we've got a cool print of it. One other thing, and I think this is probably a coincidence, but something that makes me very happy. If we look at the other characters on the artwork, right at the front, we've got Ben Beckman and Lucky Roo, and they are like hard staples in a Red Shanks deck. You have to play 4 Ben Beckman. Although I've seen some lists that aren't playing 4 Lucky Roo, you kind of have to. It's too gosh darn good. Whereas if you look, back a little bit towards the back of the boat there, you've got yourself Hongo and Yasop. And Hongo and Yasop absolutely see play in red Shanks decks. Absolutely. But they're not listed on the core cards when you go on Limitless and have a look at the deck. And, when you look at Hongo, generally speaking, that's a 2 or 3 of. But you'll often see decks playing 2 of them. And as for Yasop, it's an average of 1 per Shanks deck. It's actually an average of 0.86. Yasop gets into some builds, but not others. So I really, really, really appreciate the fact that the artwork here has the 2 characters which are full-on staples in the deck at the front with Shanks, and then the 2 characters which are, well, one sees a fair bit of play but isn't a 4 or staple, and the other one is in some decks but not in others. They're kind of relegated more towards the back of the boat. That amuses me. And I gotta say, I think they've nailed it. PSA, Bandai, everyone involved, they've nailed the assignment on this one. They've taken the best leader in the game right now, given it an absurdly good alternate art, featured a bunch of other characters on there, and it's also probably the best deck. Like, if I've got a friend starting to play One Piece right now, Shanks is the deck I'm going to give them. It's a very beginner-friendly deck as well. It's a bit more straightforward than some of the other decks in the format. It's obviously also the best deck around right now, so from all sides. And then, of course, Shanks is just absolutely quintessential One Piece character. That's where Luffy got the straw hat from. All aboard, just stunning, brilliant, wonderful. Shout out again to PSA for letting me do the reveal. Those guys are awesome. And now it's over to you guys. What do you think about this Shanks, about the deck as a whole, and about this print? Are you going to be picking it up? Let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWasi. That's where we talk about One Piece and a bunch of other card games. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.